The conference is now in presentation mode.
We know that this is the era of the science, and there has been a lot of progress in various disciplines of the science. What I may request you is you can put your recorders or recording in the phone on if you want to take it. Or there can, I think it can be on the site also later on. But if you want to go back, you can put your recorders on, or it should be there recorded on the, I think, site also, whatever you want. So, today we know that there has been a lot of progress in various disciplines of the science, like nanotechnology, stem cells, genetics, so-called God particles or neutrinos, and that has given us a lot of comforts, amenities, and luxuries in our relative or outside living. But if I look within myself, do I have the happy, harmonious, rich, meaningful inner living within? Or do I have inner unrest? Do I have inner queries, clashes, something, depression, anxiety, or whatnot? If it is so, then there is a need for inner science, the science which deals with my inner self, and it is here that the holistic inner science comes into picture. It is said that in one pan of the weighing scale, you put the outer comforts and luxuries. On the other pan, you put the inner happiness. There should be balance. If there is little bit discrepancy, it is all right. But if the outer happiness or comforts are very many and inner happiness is bigger, the person may have to resort to some sort of psychotherapeutic agents or medicine. And unfortunately, it is highest in the USA. So we are seeking the balance. And really, to say science is one which can make humans happy in all perspectives, from outside, but more importantly, from within. So, a word about holistic inner science. It is a science of our own life and living, science of I with mind, body, speech. Everybody knows I am there, and everybody has I with inner apparatus of mind, body, speech, and the outer surroundings in form of circumstances and various human beings around us and natural regulatory system. And if I say I came to know that our own human life is like a unique, ongoing, live experiment of the universe. And when I say experiment, obviously there are two parts, experimental and experiment. So here, what is the part of experiment is my inner processes in terms of my relative inner self, mind, body, speech, and the outer circumstances along with the natural regulatory system makes the experiment. Whereas living is I am. My state of being, with what understanding I'm living, whether I'm reacting, whether I'm responding, how I'm perceiving. So living as I am, along with understanding, makes the experimenter. And so it goes without saying that if I know the fundamentals or principles of the knowledge of the experiment is correct, the results will be effortlessly desirable, results will be achievable. But if I don't know the principles of methods, or if I don't have the correct knowledge, no matter how hard I try, I'll not have desirable results, but rather have more and more puzzles. So it offers everything from art and science of daily living, which can lead us to happy, harmonious, rich, meaningful inner living, to absolute pure knowledge or the ultimate. Uh, Sorry, but somehow the projector is not giving my title here. If somebody can help me, the title is missing. It's smaller. To reduce the no, no, not the font. I'm missing my title over here. The title doesn't come in the projection. If you can do that quickly, it's fine. Otherwise, I'll just read it out for you. Really? See, if you see the title is not. Oh yeah. Unit. If you can do it, fine. Otherwise, yeah. Can clearly come in. Otherwise, it's fine. It's okay. 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 It's okay. Yeah. Anyway, so this is the play of scientific circumstantial evidences. Anyway, people have been trying to research, understand mind body consciousness connection. So the title is mind body consciousness connection, and About the mind, the people say there is conscious mind, subconscious mind, and unconscious mind, and a lot of studies have been going on. There is a brain and body. Now, the neurophysicians or neurosurgeons are probably thinking that mind and brain are one. But we will so see that if they are not one. And in the body, there is autonomic nervous system, sympathetic and parasympathetic. And we all know that there are a lot of conditions or diseases related to stress. And I would be very happy to find one who is really free of the stress, having the free smile on the face all the times. And then we have several psychosomatic diseases. So let's see how the holistic science works. So to take you to the little bit of the scientific part, we have the brain and the spinal cord and the nervous systems, and the things work all throughout. Whatever the small things, suppose she sends me a message, oh, you are a good person, you did a nice job. Without anything, everything will become positively affected down to the cellular level. But if somebody sends me a message, oh, you just were not good, and you should not have wasted our time, and everything negative will go. So each small thing occurring inside and outside which is affecting us does have the effect all throughout. This is just to show you that everything affects down to the cellular level. You may not go into the details right now, but just have in mind. So here it is. So mind, brain, and body connection. And if you see, stress releases various hormones. These are various endocrinal glands of the body. Effect on all the system of the body also. So it's not only a mind, it's not only a thought. It affects the body, and there has been enough research. So whether you are going to have more diseases by the positive attitudes, that depends here, which you are asking. So people have been studying various metaphysical factors like energy, body, and there are aura pictures. These are different aura pictures, and they have been trying to aura only being very positive. So this is just to show that the sun. Let me tell you that before we go ahead, there are many medical people also who have proved beyond doubt that our thoughts and attitudes do have the effect for the disease causation or its management. So now going to the our application. Let, can I say something that I didn't hear about the affirmation? Affirmations. The power of affirmation. 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 Yeah, yeah, understood. But I cannot include everything in a short time, in compact time. So we'll take that in a question answer session. Whatever I deliberately have with some of the part. Otherwise, I cannot finish it even in 3 hours. Right? So if we ask ourselves a few questions, am I living a balanced, holistic life? You can ask yourself. Did not answer me at the moment, but answer yourself. Am I living a balanced, holistic, and wholesome life? We'll see what is the wholesome life. Do I have a happy, harmonious, rich, and meaningful inner life? Or how can I achieve best in my life? Is the purpose of my life clear to me? How do I manage unfavorable circumstances? Favorable circumstances are easily manageable, but how do I really manage the unfavorable circumstances like clashes, illness, or death of someone near and dear in the family? Am I carrying mental baggages that keeps me dragging down? Mental baggages means memories of somebody hurting you, memories of some past events which is still bugging you and you cannot just leave it apart. So these are few questions which one should ask really to understand what the holistic science is to offer us. Now, what is holistic living? So most of us give maximum importance to career and money, right? I agree that at this stage of life you must give more importance to career and money. But is that all? You have to look to your own health, inner development and spirituality whenever you have a family, or right now whatever family you have. I read from Dalai Lama that what surprises you most about mankind, and his answer was, mankind, most of the people lose their health for earning more and more, and then they lose most of their money to get back their health, and at the end they feel that I have not lived appropriately. So everybody is realizing this. In other ways, there should be balance, outer and inner. Outer means whatever I'm living in the outer world, interconnected living, as well as my own inner self. Inner living should be balanced. In other words, there should be happy, harmonious living at all levels, individual, familial, social, national, or global. If I say more importance is being paid to intelligent quotient, but equal importance needs to be given to emotional quotient as well as spiritual quotient. And one of the very renowned scientists had very high IQ, but probably low EQ and SQ because he was not getting along with his wife all throughout his life. So even WHO now says that body, mind, soul, health is a complete health. And if you want to progress higher on the path of self-realization, then the relative self and the real self. So this is the concept about balanced or wholesome living. Now I'm asking you a question. Most of the times, where do the problems arise? Within or without? Is it due to outer side situations, or is it due to something occurring within us? The title is half cut, so I'm reading you. Where does the problem really arise? Outside or within me? Sometimes it happens that we say I'm happy or unhappy with my spouse or my friend, or I may be attending a marriage ceremony or birthday party of somebody. There is everything to it. Still, I feel unhappy at times. Why? Because the host doesn't pay attention to me and he's busy talking to other people, and I feel I'm neglected or I'm ignored. So my pride comes in between, and even though everything is there, I'm not enjoying. Here, I never look that, I always look that it is because of the other person that I am happy or unhappy. So I never look at my own beliefs or opinions. So most of the time people feel that I am happy or unhappy because of the outside situations. But the really science says that it is most of the times because of the inner situation. So this gentleman said that what lies before or behind us are tiny matters as compared to what lies within us. And inner effects are based on our own beliefs, opinions, or our inner weaknesses in the form of anger, greed, pride, or deceit. So our own attitudes or beliefs are responsible, and it is very important that most of the times we try to handle the outside situation. There's nothing wrong into that. But more important is to handle our inner effects. Who is driving us? Sorry for because the slides are being cut on the projection. But who is driving us? What's your answer? I have the inner self in the form of mind, reflective consciousness, intellect, and ego, which is primarily driving my body. Then it is under the influence of beliefs, visions, or opinions, my intents or motives. Everybody has some intent which is not seen outside behind each relation or behind each action. And as I said, my inner weaknesses, and if at all I have a purpose or a goal. So to say a graphical representation, upside is the what five senses, and before it goes to mind, intellect, reflective consciousness, and ego. See, event may be same, and all of us experience, perceive, and react differently. Why? Because our belief system is different. So based on this filter, Instagram, if there would have been Instagram, we would have been immediately changing the belief and see what difference it does it make. But anyway, once I'm aware that it is my belief or vision which goes before these things go here, and then it comes to action and speech. It's not seen here. Can you call Kelly and if she can help out, because otherwise half of the thing will be lost. Is there a way that you could email us? No, we will email out, but right now half of the interest will be lost because the top and bottom is being lost from there. Okay. So now, coming to daily living, where is happiness coming from? Is it mainly at the physical or outer level? Is it at the sensual pleasure level, at the level of five senses? Is it in the comparison or competition? I'm interested here. Most of the times, our human mind tries to achieve happiness by comparison and competition. But after practicing since 25 years and doing 50 centuries a month, and my junior colleague is already doing 100. Oh, right. So I'm unhappy with whatever I have achieved, and I'm trying to achieve more. So the answer in that case is losing its top portion and bottom portion. I'm losing over here. It's not coming. So yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you. So that's the holistic science. We need the correct knowledge about it. So the answer is there should be normal and natural living. Does a rose flower blossom in competition to somebody? Does a mango flower or a blueberry or strawberry become a lovely fruit in competition to somebody? It's a natural thing. Similarly, everybody of us has come with natural abilities and natural skills. So if I allow it to flourish itself rather than comparing with somebody, yes, day by day I am definitely trying to improve my surgical skills as far as my profession is concerned. But no sooner I try to compare with somebody, it leads me to the negativity, stress, and other things. Now, the holistic science visions about most important parts. Have you ever noticed that whenever I'm trying to make somebody happy, suppose there is a party of a grandson for a small child in our family after a month, and we just decided our mind that okay, we'll call few children and throw a small party. Before even sending out the invitation, I start feeling happy with it. Whenever I decide to help somebody, yet I have not spoken to him or her, not gone out to help, but at the level of mind, as soon as I decide I'll help him or her, I first start having the fulfillment. Inner, better environment, my everything becomes positively charged, my atoms, molecules, my aura body. So, what is the science behind that? Whatever actions of my mind, body, speech, which are going to make others happy, make me happy first, which are going to help others, help me first. So, everybody said that obliging nature is the best policy between the human life. Now, my intellect was not understanding. Everybody said the same thing, live for others. But why? I have enough of stuff with me. But when I realized that really when I realized that really in the worldly language I am helping others or obliging others, but in true sense, in the natural science, when I understand I'm really helping myself first, I'm really obliging myself first. So then it becomes very easy that for my own sake, let me start using the policy of obliging others or start using my mind, body, speech to make others happy. Please. I heard this lady said that people said, love that thy neighbor as yourself. And that is the thing that I understood. Sometimes we try to love the other person, but we don't. Yeah, we'll come to that also. Okay. Because no sooner I say love the others or love thy neighbor, it was becoming difficult for me to do for others. Because why to care for others? I have to do for myself. But when I realized that it is not for others, it's for myself first, there was no other in the world. The world is me only, which I have put here. I realized that there is no other in the world is me only. It's my own connection, it's my own projection, it's my own echo. So on the other side, suppose somebody phones me that you were away at US and your staff was playing all sorts of indiscipline. What happens to me? Okay, let me go back. Whenever I go back, I'll fire them. I'll do whatever. They are enjoying what happens to me. I get disturbed first. Have you ever noticed that whenever you are angry at somebody or you have some negative, you have to criticize somebody and you have decided, okay, I'll tell her this like or something. Have you ever seen your face in the mirror? Or somebody takes a photograph of you, would you like to see that? No. So the secret is whatever actions of my mind, body, speech which are going to hurt or disturb others, do disturb me first. Then why this simple truth was not coming to me? Because so far I was not tuned to look in. I was always looking outside, I was never looking inside. Then what happens to myself with each action of my mind, body, and speech? And so the first lesson holistic science taught me is I should learn to look within every moment. That what is the action, effect of my mind, body, speech action on me? If it is positive, it first affects me positive. If it's negative, it does affect me negative. Having realized that, now I resolve in the morning that let my mind, body, speech not hurt any living being, and let my mind, body, speech oblige others or make others happy. Now, having said that, how many of us are clear about the purpose or goal of life? Okay, you may have the immediate goal, but you should have some overall goal also. I agree that your immediate goal may be to study, to secure a good job, to have a good partner, to set up the family, fine. But the overall goal and the vision of the goal should be there. Why there should be a goal? Can anybody tell me? Even the GPS in the car asks, please feed in the destination. Without destination, where does it take us? Similarly, unless I'm clear about my goal, my inner energies do not get channelized. Once I'm clear about my goal, all my inner energies get channelized. My inner understanding opens out. Universe has everything to offer to me. Universe starts sending me not only the circumstances but all sorts of understanding. Also because I'm connecting with the universe. So from within and without, I get everything leading me to the goal. So this is the science of the goal. So the holistic science says that whatever you are doing, you may be anything. You may be a teacher, you may be a nurse, you may be a professor, you may be a housewife, you may be a doctor as far as the profession or relative living is concerned. But decide to use your mind, speech, body for others for obliging nature, because here, shall I go and stand on the street to find to whom to help? No. It's my inner intention or my inner inclination, and rest of the things will be done by nature. And here the idea is, if my main intention, see, there will be three doctors like me. Somebody has the inner intent that I have spent 10 years of my life and spent so much of money, so let me gather it as fast as possible. Somebody has the intention that, okay, I will help somebody, I'll soothe somebody. So if my main product is correct, the byproduct, that is my money, my living, my name, fame, relations, everything will come to me free of cost as a byproduct. And Harish Bhai once explained me that why are you setting up the factory for byproduct? It will come free of cost. Have the factory of main product. If we are farming for, let's say, rice or wheat, then after we take out the grains, the cattle feed comes free of cost. And the second aim should be to know who am I, that's what is my true nature, of the core of me, if at all, if you want to know that, to get rid of all puzzles and to have the permanent happiness. Now, again, what are the main hurdles to our happy life? Inner and outer clashes, right? None of us really love clashes, but do we have? So the second golden sentence the holistic science wants to offer is please decide to avoid clashes. Why and how? Because as soon as I have clashes, I'm right. I'm always right. And others is never right. But as soon as I have clashes, my inner energy level goes down, my harmony gets disrupted, I lose my mood, and if some important task is coming to me, I say, please, leave it there, I'll do it after some time, once I come back to the normal mood. So I am the loser. And when I'm saying I'm right, I have all the right to convince, persuade, to put across my things with love and congenially. But no sooner I become insistent or adamant, the clashes happen. At that time, I should be aware that everyone may be correct by his or her own viewpoint. As I am right, everybody may be right by his or her own viewpoint. So I should decide to resolve the situations amicably with equality. And it's not only the outside clashes which are important. There are clashes going on within me. Why to me? Why one behaves to me like this? I'm always good. Why one is always doing? So unless I can give the resolving answer to my inner self in a given situation, I will not be clash free from inside. And if I'm not clash free from inside, ultimately someday it leads to anxiety or depression or some other thing. So the holistic inner science visions or understanding of natural laws give us the resolving answer in different situations. The third golden key is adjust everywhere. Because in present scenario, we are probably not suffering of scarcity of resources. Especially wherever I'm going in USA, I see the resources are more than required. And number of clothes, one fridge lying in the garage, one car lying extra. But then what are we suffering from? It's difficult to adjust. And we may have the problems at home, at work, at society, with situations we are not getting along. People say everything is fine, but I'm not getting along with my spouse, not getting along with my family members, not getting along with my colleagues. So what's the vision over here? If we feel it is as difficult as like this, but it is not. So the holistic science says that if you have visited a garden What is the difference between a farm and a garden? In a farm, everything is similar. If it is a blueberry for miles, it is a blueberry. If it is almond for miles, it is almond. Whereas in a garden, all different varieties are put together. So in present time, around us, either in the family, at workplace, or everywhere, there are gardens. Meaning thereby, there are different personalities, but none without fruit or a flower. So if I see like this, in a garden, does a rose flower complain to a blueberry, why don't you have a good flower like me? Or does a blueberry or strawberry tells to a rose that why don't you have a good fruit like me? And do we ever go to rose and complain, why do you have a thorn? And what does it happen if we complain about that? Rose will laugh. So I should look at the positive virtues of every human being and make good use of it and never complain of what one doesn't know. So the visions like this me will help me to adjust with all different personalities under all different situations, and that will make my inner and outer life much much happy. It is said that one who can master the art of adjusting everywhere under all different situations, under all different personalities, will not only be happy in this world but will go to the liberation. Can our home be a heaven on earth? How many of us feel that it can be? Please raise your hands. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Very good. Nine. Very good. I'm very happy. So really, we want to make our home a heaven on earth. So we should strive to win our own home and what did not be conquered. And a home with a good mutual dealings, where there is a warmth, love, interpersonal respect, is really worthwhile living, even if it is a small home. If it is a big bungalow, but mutual dealings are not good, probably we don't find happiness over there. And in a family dealings, we have important relations like husband, wife, or maybe a life partner situation in USA. And how should one live here? There is no college. I think some course should start to teach that how should one live, because people become one without knowing this. So it's said that if I live like best friends, do we ever take note, serious note of the faults of our best friend, even though he or she makes faults? Probably not. Okay, because she's my best friend. So if I live like best friends, it will be a very good win-win situation. Now, do to come together, but each eye remains separate as a separate identity. That's okay. But as long as one eye is loving, sharing, caring with the other eye, it's a win-win situation. When one eye tries to win over the other, probably the situation becomes difficult. Similarly, this becomes sometimes a test, parent-children relationship. And here in USA, I see, at least what I perceive is it's a great challenge for parents how to deal with their children. So they say that glass handle with care. Children's mind are like glass handle with care. And children see the character of parents, how the parents are living around. They learn what they see and not what we tell them to learn. So parents have a great amount of responsibility of how they are living in front of their children if they want their children to come up. And also the parents have a great responsibility to bring up the children in overall manner, not only academic, but moral, ethical, social, value-wise, ethical, everything. Professional dealings. Most of the times there are courses going on thousands of dollars fees, stress management and human resource management. I say it is a stress management and human ego management, which is concerned as far as the professional dealings are concerned. And mostly I hear the people, oh, I'm drained out at the end of the day and I'm stressed out and I'm looking for the break. But I feel that if my attitude is positive and friendly, if I see everybody like a garden, and if I look at everybody's positive abilities, a good manager is one who knows the positive virtues or abilities of everyone and can put together. A good teacher is one who knows the abilities, different abilities of the students and can put together harmoniously. And this is an opportunity for me to smile, to deal with a smile, to oblige, to help, share, care with the other human beings. Once my engineer friend told me he was a very successful engineer in USA, and when they came to India, they were giving me some money. Shailesh, please use it for your patients whenever they are in need. Why? Because we are working with the machines, we do not have the opportunity to oblige the people to smile at somebody to help and share. And you have the direct opportunity to deal with the human beings. So this is the very important thing that wherever I am, if I take it like this, and if I see the pure self in everybody, I think I can turn my workplace into a church or a temple. And at the end of the day, I should be re-energized. I should be very happy that okay, during the day I could help somebody, I could smile at somebody, I could love somebody. change in attitude, I think, makes a lot of difference. Now, what she was saying here is interconnected living. Whenever two humans come across in any capacity, either we have gone as a buyer to the mode, or we are a seller in the mode, we are a manager, whatever capacity, there is some interaction. And that interaction either can be finding the faults with somebody, to blame somebody, and to have the inner and outer stress, or it can be congenial, happy, harmonious, to see somebody's positive virtues, to appreciate it, to help or something. So if I see the love, but what is the, have you ever seen the true love? Anybody? Except for mother child? Because what we experience as the love is always attached with conditions and expectations. So when the person behaves according to my expectations, my love goes high. When somebody doesn't do according to my expectation, it falls. The love, true love is one which is free of conditions and expectations, then only it is said to be the true love. And if I can master that art, the people always look for, I'm not being loved, nobody loves me, nobody recognizes me, nobody appreciates me, I'm worthless. But if I start loving the world unconditionally, I'm not bothered of the reciprocation. My heart always remains the full. Let there be reciprocation, let there not be reciprocation. The winner is living like this. And that is how they see that I am in everyone and everyone is in me. They do not feel different from anybody, and they feel that the whole family is whole universe is my family, wherever they go. So, looking to these scenarios, now you can decide what is your self-interest in every situation. I hope everybody here is aware of the self-interest. Yes or no? Yes. But if we put it through the litmus test or through some test, then if I'm aware of my self-interest, at least I will not allow anything to happen within me which leads me to inner loss of harmony or inner loss of happiness. Right? So it is said that world is my own echo or my own projection. So initially I was understanding that when I say if you are a nice person, he will echo that you are a very good person. Sometimes it may or may not happen. Okay. But now I realize that even before I speak out, you're a nice person, no sooner it occurs, my face is smiling. Why? Because the inner echo acts on me first. Then there's a or may not the outer echo. It usually comes, but even if it doesn't come, the inner echo of my own action, whether I'm going to say him stupid or whether I'm going to say you are a very nice person, does affect me. So this is how the world is my own projection. And the second thing is dishonesty is the best foolishness. How? Initially, I was not believing this to be true, especially in this present condition in India. But then I realized that no sooner I'm trying to be dishonest to somebody, inner conflict starts within me. My stress level goes high, sometimes my pulse goes high, my respiration goes high, and even if a lie detector machine is lying there, it can pick up. So these many changes are there. So I am becoming dishonest to become to fetch me more happiness, but moment on the same moment it is leading my happiness, it is removing my happiness. So once I realize that, what should I do? So you can choose in your self-interest whether you want to choose over revenge or whether you want to choose over revenge or forgiveness. With what do you want to choose over hatred or love? Whether you want to see the virtues and appreciate the others, or whether you want to find the faults and criticize the others. Okay. How can I remain positive in different scenarios? Because everybody of us has challenging situations at some or other time in the lifetime. Now, if I go from bottom to up, this gentleman, scientist Albert Einstein, he also said there lies opportunity in every difficulty. Even though he was not a spiritual figure, he says that there lies opportunity in every difficulty. Many of you must have said that when the co-worker of Thomas Alva Edison told Sir, we have failed 200 times. He said we have not failed 200 times. We now knew that these 200 things do not work, so now something else will work. And he said, this fellow said that I'm thankful to all those who said me no. Because of them, I did it myself. Now, how many times we can be thankful to the people who are not doing our job or who are not cooperating us? Never, because we don't have this vision. If I have this vision, anyway I'll be thankful. If they do my job, also I'll be thankful. If they do not, I'll be doubly thankful to them. Okay, because of them I am doing it for myself. And this gentleman, holistic scientist, A.M. Patel, to whom I bow my head, because he gave me the vision. Once he had a fractured leg at the age of 76. And suppose you or me have a fractured leg, what would be our reaction and what would be our period like? 2.5 months healing period and 2.5 months for physiotherapy. And every time any friend comes, comes and we repeat the same story. Does the happiness increase or the grief increases? And his answer was mature had occurred at that time. From the next moment, it has started uniting. And that's a medical fact also. So both will have a dramatic difference, and his smile was never withered from his face. He says that I'm not tired in travel. In USA, we are almost traveling every alternate day, sometimes every day. And these people ask, how can you travel so much and you are so fresh? I never travel. I just sit in a plane which is very beautiful air condition. Either I'm waiting at airport doing my some job, I'm doing some work in a flight travel. I've never traveled. And that relieves me from the fatigue. And the Lord Mahavir said that there are only two things in the world, self and circumstances. Myself and circumstances. It is my vision of looking at the circumstances, my perspective of looking at the circumstances, which makes me happy or unhappy, and not really the outside situation. 9 out of 10 times I may not be able to change the outside situation, but 9 out of 10 times I can definitely change my inner outlook. And it is said that it probably may not be in your hand to choose what to experience, but it is definitely in your hands how to experience. So a little bit word about correct understanding. Do your best in any given circumstances and leave rest to nature. Drive your car with all the alertness carefully and correctly. But if something happens, it is in the grand scheme of Mother Nature. After happening, say that whatever has happened is because of the scientific circumstantial evidences. If the glass starts falling out of my hand, I'll try to save it till end. If it is saved, also it is correct. If it is broken, then also I will understand that it is because of the scientific circumstantial evidences. I'm just saying it abruptly. I know that, but we'll take it details if anybody wants in the question answer session. Does anybody feel that my own opinions just bind me and like inside is me, outside is bottle of opinions or beliefs? Has anybody ever thought that my beliefs or opinions do affect my entire living? And my entire living is nothing but bundle of beliefs and effects thereof. So positive or negative opinions of my own. If I have a positive opinion about Gautam Pai, no sooner Haresh Bhai talks of Gautam Pai, even in his absence, I become happy. But if I have a negative opinion about Haresh Bhai, no sooner Gautam Pai takes it, then everything becomes negative with me. So if I'm aware of my opinions, at least I'll try to refrain from the negative or bad opinions when at least it is hurting me. And this awareness will help me. So we are open to questions, and if the time permits, I can help go over another few slides, which are also very interesting slides. Okay, I'll go over the page. Can somebody put the lights on for me so I can change it here? Yeah, I just want to change my presentation to the next one. Sorry, I'm not used to this computer, so I want to switch over to another presentation of mine. So right, right. Yes. So, yeah. Just wait a moment. This is new for me, so takes a while before we react. Shall we put the lights on? Yeah. Thank you. So now taking you to little deeper, how the everything works really, whatever I have taught inside at what level and how it is working, I can just quickly take you through the two, discovering the world within for a rich inner living. And this slide we have already seen, so I'm just omitting. How does my inner self function? Let's understand this. It is a mind, reflective consciousness, intellect, and ego. You may not understand, but there is some inner processes going on. That's what everybody is aware, right? Suppose something is to be done, then mind shows different thoughts. Okay, let's go to this seminar. Then you show, no, 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 I don't want to go to seminar. I want to go to some friend's place. No, 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 I want to go to garden. No, 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 I want to finish the laundry. So mind shows us different options at a given point of time. Then our reflective consciousness can roam around. It can show me my home in India standing here. It can show me the airport. It can show me the friend's house. It can show me the mall, whatever. It is the intellect who weighs the benefits and losses and tries to decide either the outward world benefit or either the inward world benefit. And it is Mr. Ego, the president, signs after the majority is done in the parliamentary system. Till that time, the inner debate goes on, keeps on going. So this is how my inner parliamentary system is working. Why I want to know? Because unless I sign it, the action will not start it. It is in my hand, intellect and decision. That's why I'm explaining this. And there can be effect of forces of weakness. Sometimes it takes us to the bad habits, even though we know that we should not be running also on the bad sides or bad habits or poor side. Versus there may be force of wisdom or inner strength. It is up to us on which side we want to remain, right? So there was a story that I don't remember exactly, but there is something beast inside or wolf inside or something, and what side you want to remain. So if I use my discretionary vision, even though everything may be going on, my decisions can be right. So people have a lot of questions about mind. What is mind? How can we control mind? That's the biggest question for the world, I think. How can I handle my mind? Sometimes it shows me so much bad thoughts, sometimes it shows me so much good thoughts, and I cannot stop it or I cannot pause it. So what is really the mind? Can I stop? Or does the mind really roam or something else roams? So mind has two parts. One is the gross or discharge mind, and one is the subtle or causal mind or the charge mind. So how does the mind functions? At any given time, the gross mind keeps me showing the different thoughts or pamphlets or options, and there is no stop switch and no pause switch. The people try to stop the mind in meditation or some or other way, but they fail because they do not know the science of the mind. That the very nature of the mind is to show you, go on showing you the thoughts. It is as if I'm sitting in a theater and something is going on the screen. So it is made of complexes or knots, and depending on whatever complexes or knots you have brought in your mind, you will have the thoughts. Suppose four friends are sitting in a party, one may have lots of thoughts of non-veg or hard drink, one may not have any thought even if offered. That depends on what the notes or complexion of the mind I have got. Why it is important to know? Because if I draw the graph, then I know what type of mind I'm carrying, and where to be vigilant and where to be agreeing with the mind. How to manage the mind? People try to stop the thoughts, but can you? So what should be? It works like a physical, non-ending film. How should I manage the mind? Once a professor came to the holistic scientist and he requested that can you stop my mind? Otherwise, I'm a very happy person, but my mind is very hyperactive. It's bothering. The holistic scientist says I can do that, but then you would be absent-minded. Would that be alright for you? So mind is a useful tool. Don't blame the mind. It's like the GPS or a navigation system. But I should know how to deal with the mind. So the idea is I should agree with the thoughts which are in line with my goal, which are in line with my aim, or which are in my self-interest. But the other thoughts I should allow them to pass. Do I take the note of many cars going on the street? No. Only if it is interesting to me. Only I pay attention to whatever is interesting. So if I allow the other thoughts to pass away, then the mind would not bother me. So, and still, if you have the bad thoughts which are bothering you, you can ask for inner energy that from your pure self or whatever you be your supreme self, give me the energy not to do this, or you can have the confession, apology, and resolution, or you can change the track of the mind. Let the thoughts be there, but you can keep yourself engaged into some inspirational reading, some positive reading, something which you like, and the time will pass away. So there are different ways of handling the mind, especially when it's bothering you. The secrecy, whatever we keep secret with our mind. Does all of us have some secret which we do not like to reveal to others? Right? I had. So whatever our mind has to keep is secret, it keeps us bothering us because that's the thing which we are shameful or fearful about. So if we tell our mind that please don't indulge into the things which needs to be kept secret, we'll be far more happier. And how the mind is born. The holistic scientist says that opinion is the father of the mind and language is the mother of the mind. So beware of your opinions. Opinion is the father of the mind and language is the mother of the mind. So if I see my mind is full of various opinions, positive and negative, ought to be, ought not to be, should not be, about almost every person and almost every situation. What is reflective consciousness? So this is the reflective consciousness which has the power of knowing and seeing. It roams within and without. If there is some itching, it goes there. If somebody talks, it goes to my house in India. It roams without itching. And it takes the pictures, and it is this reflective consciousness which experiences happiness or unhappiness. So many times it happens, and probably may be happening. It was happening with me. I don't know whether it's happening with you or not. You may be trying to focus at some work, but your reflective consciousness may be wandering outside. And whenever your reflective consciousness is not there in the work you are doing, the work is not properly done. So people say be there or awareness in whatever you are working. Even if when you are eating, be there, eat in the presence of reflective consciousness. Mindfulness. Enjoy the taste. Know what you are eating. Sometimes I'm eating here, but my reflective consciousness is already gone to my hospital. It's already in the operation theater. It's already in the office, and I do not even know what I'm eating. So the mindful living, or whatever the people say, that eat or do every job in presence of reflective consciousness. That is what the difficulty today is. We cannot remain focused. And there are so many distractions in this high-tech age or multitasking age that we need to learn how can we do that. Now it's very important to know how my reflective consciousness is being used. Am I slipping down? Sometimes I think, oh, what's wrong? I can see everything is for 2 minutes and I can go back. No, everything leaves impression there. So be careful what you are allowing your reflective consciousness to be indulged into. The world has opened up like anything. There are positives and negatives. If I want to preserve my energy of reflective consciousness, I have to be selective. And for moving up, I can keep it engaging in inspirational or spiritual things and nothing pure things. There are a lot of things in the world, and if it knows my pure self, then it gets stabilized in the pure self or it comes back to home. So they say that be with the health, and the purpose of yoga or something is to restrain the wandering reflective consciousness, bring in the self. If you want to not only enjoy harmony, but if you want to really know your energy or the energy with yourself, the intellect shows the profit and loss, and it makes one judgmental or emotional. Most of the times in today's world, it is perverted or wrongly used intellect. If we use it rightly, we'll be happy. And now this Mr. Ego is very important, right? Everybody has I am. I am is there. Now, what is the ego? Basic ego is I am Shailesh, I am name bearer, and I am doer. On the basis of which everything stands. It is the existential state of being. It's not wrong. Einstein said that ego is equal to one upon knowledge. If I expand my horizon of knowledge, my holistic visions, my ego will automatically go down. If I have lesser knowledge, my ego will be high. So ego can be used either positively or negatively. Positive ego means to love, to help, share, care, oblige others. Negative ego means to criticize others, to pull down others, and whatnot. And if you can have or aim for the egoless state, so three sentences are said. If you want to become happy, use your ego positive. If you want to become unhappy, use your ego negative. If you want mixed, use ego mixed. And if you want to travel to the permanent happiness, try to have the egoless state. That is when I know my pure self. And all human beings are nothing but different forms of ego and never hurt anyone's ego. You have all the right to communicate the way you want, but be careful not to hurt anybody's ego if you really don't want to lose your happiness and harmony. And the last slide, art and science of communication, right? The speech. Are we aware of the quality and effect of our speech on others? Do we ever examine that whatever I am speaking, how is it affecting others? And of course, affecting me also, but at least others. Because they say the very word is the word. It can make or break everything. If the words are taken care of, everything worthwhile is taken care of. It's a very, very powerful sentence. If I'm aware of my words, and if I can take care of my words, everything worthwhile will be taken care of. And if you know the successful people in the world had very, very powerful art of communication. They may not have the very excellent skills, but their art of dealing, art of communication was excellent. So what should be the quality of the communication? It should be non-hurting, non-harsh, but soft and sober. And everybody feels I'm telling the truth. But the truth alone is not the truth. It should be beneficial to others. It should be short or concise. It should be loving or liked by others, and it should be true. Now, most important, how the speech is being formed. I don't want to speak harsh or hurtful, but it comes out. So, what is the mechanism? So, there are codes hidden inside me, and whenever some event happens, that codes become operational. If I have laid down the code, I must be strict and direct to the people. It will act like this. If I have inside the code, I should be silent and loving. Start acting like this. So, being aware of the codes, and if you want to change the speech, you have to change the codes by way of changing beliefs. People have the codes. If I must tell upfront, I must be strict, I'm right, then the speech will be hurting. So that's all I want to tell you from my side, and we're open to questions. I hope it has given you some overview of how the things are going. And,
no, I would just need to write down the code that's in the where it where.
Yeah, sure. I'll go there. Sorry. Yeah. So the code is, if you observe yourself, whenever some event is occurring, within you something comes up. I must tell it to her. No. Let the time come, I'll tell network when it is not working. Some different codes become operational. And most of the times we have code that I must tell upfront. I am right, so I at least must tell the truth. I must be strict on others, otherwise the people will be indisciplined and they will not be uh, sort of favorable or harmonious to me. And people have so many different codes. And these are on the side of hurting speech. What the codes of the enlightened ones are, they have primary code, let my speech be non-hurting, not harshful, and even if somebody speaks harshful or hurting language to me, let me speak in a soft, sober language. That was one of the code of conduct in Prophet Swami Discourse discussed with you last time. Secondly, they have the code. Let my speech be such that it soothes everybody and it is beneficial to what it wants. So from the intent you have, the whole purpose of the speech changes. Right now I have the intent that let me share something. My speech is different. If you see me in business, my speech will be different. If you see me in my family members, the speech may be different. So it depends on the intent. Intent and goals they are related. What is my intent? Is it to prove that I am right? Is it to let somebody down? Is it to prove that somebody is wrong? Or is it to help somebody, to care for somebody? So the inner goals are very important. And this nine goals for the whole holistic science. See, what does it do? Let me put one more. What to change and how to change it. And sometimes you are deciding, okay, I want to change this, but how to change? Can you change your behavior very soon already? Can you change your personality traits very soon? That means, can you change the fruits or effects? No, I need to change the seeds or causes. So the science is my present personality or my present mind body speech complex is the result of previous ingrained beliefs of being. It starts reaction, it starts effect based on the previous beliefs. So what I can change is my present understanding. Holistic science does not ask for forcible change of behavior immediately, but it leads to easy, correct understanding inside. And by way of easy understanding, my inner opinions, decisions, or projections are changed so that will lay down new causes or new seeds and behavior will result in the future. Otherwise, people get frustrated that I want to do this, but I cannot do this. What should be done? But in science, there should be nothing that I cannot do. If you understand the science, there is no word that I cannot do. Science means it can easily done. So if I know the science of my present personality, it's the reaction or effect of my past beliefs, which I had gathered living in the people. Now the holistic inner science gives me the new understanding. So first change will occur inside me in the form of understanding my beliefs and inner opinions, though it may be different from my present personality. In a due course of time, my behavior will change. So nine codes of conduct and these two. So it's very short path. In the morning, if you want, you just have the resolution that let my mind, body, speak not hurt any living being, let my mind, body, speak. Make one and all right. Resolution one. Resolution two, if you want to know your core of being, I want to know true identity, true nature of my core of being or conscious or whatever word you use. And for that matter, if I happen to meet some holistic scientist who is experienced in that, probably with his help or guidance, I can know that. And the nine codes of conduct, which we were discussing in Swamiji Planet, and we can give you the copies, we can give you enough copies we have. Sorry, sorry, we could not bring it, but we can supply you in a couple of days. So that change leads to inner transformation. This is a transformational science. And when the inner side is transformed, automatically the outer side will change. Once my world is changed, first of all, what changes? My vision changes. So it is a new vision with me. So my world becomes new because my perception, my experience, everything changes. And then the vibrations are sending me outside, and that will change the outside of the house. And if not, then at least it's something like that. Some people come to me, sir, I can't see everything is black and fuzzy. Either I correct the number or I remove the track rate. Within 50 minutes is fine. The world becomes beautiful for him. So has the world changed? No, his vision has changed. So I enjoy that doing as a result of this. And here I'm trying to change the inner vision. Share the inner vision. Okay. Any more questions? Whatever time. And if not now,
I guess I have an input that it changed me because I wanted to be given the reason. I wanted, if I was right, I wanted to be right. But I started this class and I read in a book. And I also heard this lady. And I learned, okay, I want to be happy. I give you the reason. This morning something happened at work and this guy took something that it was mine. It was mine too. I prepared. I did it. And I asked him like, hey, he said, this is priority. I said, you know what? I give you the reason. I want to be happy. And then he still wants to fight. So I just was quiet and I was happy and I did my thing and I'm happy. Another thing, I was asking, I receive abundance. I need money to pay the car that I'm driving and this. And I was coming here and all of a sudden I'm driving and somebody hits me in the back. I was cool as a cucumber. I called the police. They came. I am alive. I'm healthy. I'm fine. I was friendly to the people who hit me. Everything was friendly. They are going to keep my car. And since I started changing my inside,
yes.
and I am like, I think maybe 0.1% of progress because it's a long.
No, no, I understand. So that's what I say.
I
Don't get
believe in
frustrated.
the science.
Everything starts with a small step, right? So do everything. Do your best in the outside world, but not losing your happiness and harmony.
Yes.
So ask yourself what is more precious for you. It doesn't prevent you from doing the things outside. You have to. But when I'm doing with inner clarity, with inner proper vision, first I am resolved, and most of the times it is favorable outcome outside also.
Another thing too, happiness is my way.
Yeah.
Happiness is the way.
Supposed to be happy.
All is well.
Yeah. Not all is well, but whatever it is, I take it properly.
Yes.
I do my best, whatever I can do, and then leave it to nature as far as happenings are concerned. As far as my inside is concerned, I go by correct understanding.
Okay, another thing too. At night, I don't watch the news anymore. At night, I listen to positive affirmations, something funny. In the morning, the same. First thing in the morning, I listen to my affirmations.
That's good.
And
That's good. Yeah. So I say we give appointment and timings to everything. In your diary, write down appointment with the self. Time for the self. Put a slot, appointment with the self. Time for the self. Inside. And that will help a lot. Even if you spend 10 minutes morning and 10 minutes evening, believe me, it will be very, very best. Because not many things will come from inside.
what would you
very good question. I had the slide, but I had omitted because I thought I cannot cover. But since you have raised the question, I'll discuss it. A very good question. So she is asking about forgiveness, and there are two words going on. Argue this word. One is forgiveness, and one is love. Now, what is forgiveness? First question: why to forgive myself and to others? I start with myself. Why to forgive myself? Well, of course, everybody knows the answer. If I don't forgive myself, I will mental baggage, mental everything. But the most important question is how to do that. Suppose I have done wrong to him. Now I want to forgive myself. How can I? After doing wrong to somebody, after hurting somebody, is it very simple to forgive myself? There has to be a scientific way. What is the scientific way? The holistic science offers. If I have done something wrong to him, I don't want, but it occurs sometimes in the pressure of circumstances. It might happen that somebody may be hurt my issue. So what I do immediately, in very presence of Supreme Self, I go to the pure self. It is totally free of mind, speech, body, name, and attachments, all other forms of life. So no sooner I do see the pure self, it's a scientific thing that my grudge self, believe is this is my mistake, I apologize for the same, and I decide not to do it again. Please give me the strength not to repeat it again. This I do within my heart. May not be necessary to tell you my place. So it is too scientific. No sooner I do this, it may take a minute or two, not more than that. No sooner I do that, I become first free of the burden of my mistake. My normality comes back, my harmony comes back, my inner energy level comes back, because now I'm on the side of, not on the side of. Then, as the cellular phone is reaching to the other part of the world, my vibrations reaching, and his mind also becomes. Alright, there are n number of examples that relational ties, whatever confusion there may be, even one person doing this, everything settles down. I'll give you one real life situation. Just now last week, I was in San Antonio. That lady was sharing with me that in her younger age, her husband sent her to India with two young kids and was now not ready to go. So you can imagine the situation. But luckily, the lady was introduced to this technical science, her husband was not. So the inner scientist told him that, okay, do the nine codes and start doing this sort of confession, pathology, resolution to her husband's soul. His name was Kiran. And the lady's name was Lata. For 3 days, she continuously did that, whatever misunderstandings of this was maybe there between us. Pardon, pardon for that. I decide that our things were applicable, resolved the issue. On the fourth day, the husband's phone came without telling anything. So you can experiment for yourself. Whenever you have any time, any adversity, any relation, you can try doing this. First of all, at least you will be free and happy and free of the burden of all the regrets. So that is how I can forgive myself. How to forgive others when they have done something wrong to you. That is it. What is it? Everybody wishes that I can forgive and forget Christ, but I can forgive others by having done anything wrong. But sometimes my mind and intellect doesn't see. So there is again a scientific way. We are not going into the detail of that. That requires little broader understanding of the nature of laws. And very simply to say, is anybody independent to reach me or arrest me independent? If it had been so, the principle of the word would be that sometimes we have unexpected good behavior from somebody, unexpected, and sometimes we have unexpected harassment from somebody. What's the nature of root of it? It's my own atoms and molecular configuration which I have brought positive from behavior. And according to that, whenever it is due for behavior, the nature just stands with the circumstances according. It is attraction of by my own atoms and molecules, whether somebody is going to give me pain or somebody is going to give me depression. Comfort or discomfort. So if I know this natural law, I can easily control that I want to now square up my accounts and not continue with the bad accounts anymore. Right? Okay, please go ahead.
I want to ask about harassing or something. People harassing you at this job. It was a deal. Harassing.
Sorry, can you harassing? Bothering. Bothering.
Disrespecting him.
Antagonizing.
somebody doing to you. That's what you're saying?
Just giving the example. Yeah, if somebody is harassing you, right?
Yeah, okay.
Harassment,
Okay.
right?
In the work environment, right?
Yeah, environment.
Okay. So that's what I said. That somebody is disturbing me, somebody is harassing me, somebody is passing some negative comment. First of all, see, I will give you a funny story. It came to me on WhatsApp. I think some of the CEO, higher person had kept it floating. The story is simple. In one restaurant, the ladies were there for some party, and cockroach came and sat on one lady. And you can imagine what must be the reaction. And the cockroach flew and sat over the other lady. Same reaction started. Then the cockroach went over the waiter and said that the waiter was silently looking for something. Slowly grabbed it to be outside. What is the difference? If the cockroach was the only reason, the reaction should not have been different. So the moral of the story he wanted to tell us was cockroach was there as a reason, but the female could not handle the inner disturbances of situation arising out of problem, whereas the waiter could handle the inner situation in a much better way. So it is probably the inner disturbances occurring out of the outer situation. Outer situation is well away from it. If our inner situation we can handle by a proper understanding, probably the outer things do not bother us. So I will say it that way. That okay, somebody doing negative to me, criticizing me, I will be thankful to him or her. Why? Because it gives me the inner opportunity to introspect myself. It gives me the opportunity to open out my inner abilities to overcome it, and it keeps my egoism normal with his laundry and his detergent. It keeps my egoism normal, and if you believe more than that, it relieves me of one karmic bond. So if I can overcome one or two such situations with my inner understanding, keeping my inner cool and calm, the third time, even if the person comes, he will not be in a situation to do it because my inner strength is such a high that nothing can disturb me. We have to get ready such that even if somebody wants to disturb or depress us, it's my choice. So another funny analogy: you are seeing the LCD TV or something, and all of you are sitting. Would you like to give remote to others, or would you like to keep it? Obviously, to you. Why to give remote to of light to others? Keep it with you. It's not others' choice to make you depressed or make you disturbed. It's your choice to the remote to get disturbed or not. So first of all, I'll change my inner perception, and most of the times that's all. Secondly, I can always, having built up my inner stability and my inner strength, once I'm resolved from within, I'm in a better shape to communicate with that person. Okay, what what should I do for you that you would do? And third thing, I can apply the same confession, apology, and resolution. And most of the times it works. If not from outside, if I apply it from inside, the things change. Again, I will share a real life story of one of a doctor who is a urologist surgeon. He had a real life example that in the unit where he was working, his boss was a lady, was very much harsh and negative on him in front of everybody. At one stage, he started to think, why I'm left out? She's not behaving same way as others. But then holistic science came to his rescue to retaliate. He started doing this confession, apology, resolution. It so happened that within 2 hours, the professor called him, said, I don't know why, but I feel like saying you sorry. Can you imagine that? And at the end of the term, there was no urology position for residency ahead. She created a special position and wanted that you stay with me only. And he could complete. And this is the real life. If you want, I can give you the also of that person you can ask directly. So there are n number of situations that first I'll be steady with myself taking the position situation positively. Secondly, I'll do if required confession and resolution. Once I'm with my inner strength, I can directly communicate with the person. Hey, what's my actual intent? If you can share me, I'll try to improve. And most of the times it works. Because one who is disturbing you is having inner weakness. Tell me, who would disturb others, a happy person or unhappy person? A person who is happy within, would he disturb others? No, it is a person who is confused or unhappy within, who is trying to disturb others. It's the outer reaction of his frustration or her frustration. So actually we should sympathize with that person, that he is having some problem and he is asking for help. He is asking for love indirectly. And if I can realize that, I think the whole scenario changes. sure.
For the karma.
About the karma. Okay.
People say karma, 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 and they talk about mostly when some people talk about karma, they are talking about something wrong that somebody did or some sad thing somebody is going to. They say it's karma. But I heard that we are in the age of enlightenment. It's more about loving, unconditionally loving and forgiving.
Yeah. Sure. So I understand your question. So that is why I didn't touch the word karma.
Yeah.
I don't want to confuse you anymore. Right in here now. What can
Now.
what can benefit me right in here? But anyway, since you have raised the question, I'll try to answer it very quickly. Please.
How or what is your advice for people lose patience?
Lose the patience. Okay. So here is the question when we lose the patience or we become impatient. A very good question because patience is a very the commodity which is very scarce today. Everybody is getting impatient and the technology is making us more and more so. So not to blame the technology, but what is patience? What is patience? How can I help? So I have three things to say. Do you send your goods outside your factory before inspecting the qualities proper and before packing it properly? Do you send the raw goods out and would anybody buy it? Take the time so your inside situation clarifies before reacting in the situation. They say there should be a response and not a reaction to the situation. Reaction may occur, my inner self may now some time so the clouds become clear inside. I should be happy with my inner self first. Okay, now it looks all right within me. And then if I respond, it will be a patience. It will be a response with a patience, much appropriate response to the situation. And most of the times I will be saved a lot of agony and trouble. This is part one. Part two, if I know the nature a little bit, see, people say, oh, I must do this, what will happen? If I don't do this, what will happen? Have you ever thought who runs the body when we sleep? Every function is running very well. How the sun, stars, moon, everything is running. How the milk was ready when we were born. Then we try to learn the nature around us. Nature is so gracious and grateful for us to supply everything. But if we become if we remain a little bit patient, we will see how the things are unfolding for us. But we are not knowing the nature of those. Let's do. So whatever is going to unfold smoothly becomes bad. So this is the second thing that if I understand a little bit, let me see what is unfolding in front of me and take the time before I really go. Right? In a traffic, do you rush or do you wait for the other cars to move? Otherwise, you will back. But the patience comes first within. They take the time. So the situation becomes clear within me. My inner life will resolve before I will go and act on that response or action. And second, I'm clear about the nature laws. More and more I know the nature laws. There is nothing which can be mentioned. No reason in the world. Why should I become patient? Let the nature work for me. I have to just decide for my projection and rest of the things will be the
How do you respond when you get the accusation?
question. So what he's saying is most of the times today is the world where you have a lot of deadlines and so much of the askings by you, and you feel that there is a pressure on me either at work or something. Again, the same answer. I was also working 12 to 14 hours a day, being a medical person at college, and when I was doing my post-graduation, I was doing along with my practice as you also. Sometimes you have to do the job, study. So my days was 12 to 14 hours a day. But what I did for myself, because I always think in the sun, I watched myself in the sun and kept my inner things normal and naturally flowing. Every person has a great capacity. As long as my inside is flowing normally in nature, I knew that what's my balance for my household work, for my practice, for my relations, for other things. And once I was clear inside, it is not the outside situation which is really causing pressure. It is our belief that I cannot handle the situation, which is really causing it. If I take little time with myself, I'll give you one example. I did my post-graduation along with my practice. So I had hardly any time for reading. I just took 15 to 20 days off at the end of the when the exams were coming. And the rest, four other students who were appearing with me, they were the full-time students. So they had all the time to read and everything. And they were giving the exam at the end of 2 years, and I was giving it at 2 years. But they were afraid that his interview should not be taken first, otherwise the bar of expectation will be raised. And it really happened. In those 20 days, I felt as if the days are extra for me to finish the curriculum because my inside was clear and composed. The work of 8 hours I could finish in 1 hour because my reflective consciousness was so clear and steady. The work which others would take 8 hours, I was able to finish in half of 1 hour. So the crux of the story is if you can keep yourself steady, if you find your naturality and normality, the work there is enough tremendous inner potential rather than what is demanding. That's answer one. Answer two. Okay, whatever the situation may be, I have to do my best. Sincerity and morality. If I know I'm sincere to myself and doing my efforts sincerely, morally, see, why the people suffer? Are they deceiving others? No, before deceiving others, I'm deceiving myself. So if I'm true to myself, if I'm not deceiving myself, I'm sincere. Make the situation unfolds most of the times you will be able to do the things in a proper way. And otherwise, suppose by doing everything, as I said, do your best with all your care, caution, abilities, and skills. Then leave the rest to nature. If sometimes it happens, you can humbly say to your boss or teacher, I tried my best. I tried to do this many hours. Please give me some time. Please fine. I think everybody understands what is the situation. If you are truthful, I think world doesn't is not here to hit you, but most of the people will at least understand.
Do you agree on us recycling, the need of recycling and taking care of the environment?
Taking care of
The environment.
Okay.
Yeah, we should recycle.
Yeah, I am open whenever you feel the time is up, you can tell me where friendly. So don't feel that you have to sit till I am here. I am here till you are sitting. Okay? I'm fine. So our question is about environment and recycling. Let me address environment first. What do you understand by environment? Tell me.
It's our surroundings.
Which surrounding?
Where we live, what we breathe.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. I was understanding that my environment is trees, plants, cleanliness, roads. Then later on it came to me one day that right now what is our environment? Can you say right now this is our environment outside and what is happening inside is my primary environment. So ecology is which affects me. Right now those trees and plants are not affecting me. Right now this environment is affecting me. So right now I'm in this environment outside and within I have inner things occurring at my relative inner self level. So ecology is one which is affecting me, which is directly touching me. Primarily my inner and then secondarily outside. And it is the pollution of my inner ecology which sends the pollution outside, which people are not realizing. People are talking about outer ecology. People never realize that it starts from within or it starts from here. And the holistic scientists went ahead and said that whatever abnormalities in the nature one is seeing there is the sum total of the abnormality, the human nature, or human doings as whole, human attitudes that is being thrown to nature. Nature just doesn't do anything but to balance out and correct. So I am concerned with my ecology, which is touching me, primarily inside me, secondarily what comes to me during the day, during the life as it unfolds, and of course with that awareness, the eco-friendly living is always taken care of. If my thoughts are correct, if my attitudes are correct, if I'm not hurting to anybody, not to the living being, why to hurt the plants also? Why to hurt even the smaller beings also? Ecology contains everything, smallest being also. So everything is included. So non-hurting behavior by mind, speech, and body takes care of the ecology. Why non-hurting? Make it one and all happy. That's the best way to preserve inner and outer ecology. That's how I take it. But it occurred to me spontaneously. I am not looking inside ecology first. I am always looking at outside ecology. Starts with here and this, then goes out. Okay? Do you feel that right now we are in a different environment?
In what sense?
I don't know. Whatever sense you want to know. Whether it is pleasing you, whether it is soothing you, whether it is enriching you, whether it is hurting you, what is whether this environment is liked by your inner self or not liked by your inner self.
I think I am in the environment in which I should be for at this stage for changing and for what what awaits ahead of me. I think I am on the right environment.
Okay. So
that is
I'm in the right direction.
that is culturing me and
and even if one vision, I know that everything will not remain in your memory. I don't even expect or don't want that everything. But even if one major change inside, with one vision, and always you can go back and see the things, or always you can keep in touch with things. Technology is a great tool nowadays because I mean, we did it from distance, we can do it from distance anytime. Anybody wanting the cards, business cards, if you love to do business with us, it is non-money exchange business, then the cards are here. Thank you for sitting the extra time.
Thank you so much.
I'm so glad I made it.
I wish we had more time.
Whenever you want, probably we'll try to have some time some other way.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's kidding.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's just a little time.
Thank you. So happy to see you. Great here. Thank you. If you want it, I don't know.
Yes, I get a card. Why did you do this? Why do you do this?
Why is life is totally different? Your answer.
I think because you know that it has helped you. And
Before helping people, it helps me to
it helps you.
So
It makes you happy because you are giving.
it makes me hard. I think it puts me more into
And you learn something from people.
so before benefiting you, it benefits me. And once I'm getting benefit more and more, my output will be
People online.
I don't struggle much but basically I'm taking more and more.
Can you hear me online?
Of course, the people get paid.
Is there a way for me to get those lines?
Oh, sure. Give me your email and I'll give you.
And also that the lecture and
Yeah. I can send you everything I have kept. If it's come correctly, I'll send you the slides also. And I think it should be there on the YouTube also.
on the YouTube.
Yeah.
How can we find
You go to Holistic Inner Science and just put Shaileshanandgi at the Interactive College of Technology. Holistic Inner Science.
inner
Science.
science? Okay.
And then we Shaileshanandgi at the Interactive College of Technology.
Online.
SATINA.
Can you hear me? There were questions online. How do you Can you hear me? Yes. You have questions? Hello? Let's see. I think they're muted. Kali? I don't hear them. I saw somebody type. They were muted.
The conference is now in conversation mode.
Can you hear? Class?
We can hear you, Miss Gill.
You can hear? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I understand that there are some questions. Are y'all doing all right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have some questions for him?
The only question I have this is Rachel. I'm sorry. Um, I had a question about
Hey,
the reasoning gene and when
wait
that
a minute.
usually develops.
Rachel, wait a minute. He's talking to another student, and then he'll get your question. Y'all doing
Okay.
okay this evening? Okay, all right. He's coming. You can finish with her if you want. You see. Okay. All right, he'll take your question, okay? Rachel?
Yes.
Okay, he'll take your question now.
Yes, sir. I had a question about the reasoning gene and when that usually develops in adults.
Hello. Sorry. Can you say it again? I could not hear you.
When does
When
I don't
does
know why my mic's. Hang on, I'm sorry.
okay?
Okay. When does
No, but I'm not.
the reasoning gene fully develop in adults?
If somebody can help me to read the question or understand the question properly, I'm not hearing this. Reasoning. Reasoning develops. When does it develop? Okay. See, the neuroscience says that the cortex or the part of the brain develops maybe around the age of 15, 16. But what I feel is okay, some traits or some understanding people do carry, but it does open out maybe, let's say, around the teenage puberty or 14, 15, 16 or 17, something like that. But it's coupled with what you have brought and what you get from outside. So you can put it around little bit band around, let's say, 13, 14 to 16, 17 years. But I have seen the children even younger than that who are sometimes very maturely talking, and sometimes it may be delayed. But roughly speaking, it's around that age, 14 to 16 or something. Could you hear that?
Yes.
Okay. If you have any more questions, I have left my email and other things on Deborah, and you can get it, and we can keep in touch. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, that's okay. I'll just remove my trial. Yes. Pineal gland is one small part of the brain. People say it is responsible for so many things. It is for some things, but not for everything. I would not say most important gland, but here, most important glands are very, very pituitary gland is especially very important. Not the pineal, but pineal is the vestigial gland. Vestigial gland, it's a remnant. It's the remnant over the process of evolution. Well, we have to wait for more concurrent data coming out because some few people say not all. not sure if there are many, but I'll say them that you can keep in touch by email or something.
Let's see. There are still some more people here. Are there any more questions?
I don't have any.
No questions?
No, Miss Gibbs.
Is everybody okay? Would you online?
Yes.
Would y'all please give him a thank you as we end?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you also for joining and remaining joining. I also heartily thank you. In fact, we are one. So when we are thanking each other, we are thanking our own self also. And thank you a lot for being with us till late evening. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thanks to all of you. Good night. Y'all, you can get offline now. We'll talk with you online on Wednesday night. Thank y'all so much. Good night and peace to all of you. Good night. Thank you. Asawali, are you okay? Thank you so much. Asawali, thank you.
Don't fall into confusion. No, what is good? Go for it.
That's how we are here to share the light of the truth. It is free of any, no barriers, no bars. Just the truth.
Thank you so much. Thank you for helping me and supporting me. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Good night. I'll see you tomorrow night. Tomorrow night. Yes. Okay. Thank you. So how do I get a copy of the slides? Because
Sure.
I still have a set of day students that I can share.
You give me your email and I'll mail it right away.
Okay. You have to have my email.
Yes.
So I mean that was so good.
I'll send everything. Even the slides which I have not projected. I have some other sets also which will interest you.
Thank you.
And whatever you do not understand, we can always try.
Okay.
Looking to the time, I compress the things into what I thought will be good for. But I can send you little expanded.
So when are you leaving?
It lunch. Day after tomorrow, Wednesday morning. I'm here for the whole day tomorrow.
Oh. Wednesday morning class is online. I didn't tell them to come to class. Oh.
So let me know from wherever we are. We will try to see what this means.
Okay.
Since we are on the journey,
You might come back. Just send it off.
Okay. So you're going to be in the U.S. for a while? No.
Up to 30th of June.
I'll see you here.
So from here I'll go to Jacksonville and Mexico, and then I'll go to Los Angeles. We'll be there for a week. Actually, I'll send you a few other links also. Yesterday we had a very nice seminar at Houston. Almost a whole day seminar. This was in if anybody wants to view it online, I can link. Okay. So there is some other stuff going on because they are online recorded. So that's why I wish that these people had on this recording. So that other students think it's available there. So the people also they want to use it. So the efforts one done should be useful for the time to come, at least. So I'll send you certain all the PowerPoints which links which you may be interested in. Accessible.
Thank you so much. So much. That was so good. You can tell that they thoroughly
The
enjoyed
request
it.
is you can take this in some structured study which can take it to more students or universities or something. Think how we can put this into some structured studies which can be acceptable and be beneficial to other university students, whatever we use. Today afternoon I met Dr. Rice who was also there in last seminar, right? So I talked to him. How can we use these insights to help the world? Two ways: providing insights where reach to some level of insights, psychology, psychology. Second is scientific experimentation, documentation. Maybe they all asked case study. So the world at large will realize the business. If you can keep on those lines, just see.
Oh yes, I thought I could see how this can be, it would be good if every semester there was a structured something.
Yeah. So if you want to take it in a more organized way, say that's how the mindful living they try to structure and take it to the beach people. I think that's a good part. That's the part of it. But more can be added.
I mean, I can do something every semester. I can do something. You have to figure out what and how. But as long as I'm teaching, I can do something.
Yes, certainly. And a few days back, we were in one school in Telangana, and we were talking to sixth graders. The principal talk was much interested on this small violence, equality, and something. And he had a course as character building. This course for so just initiative. See how he had a course character one subject character building, which he let's say
That's good.
let's say that's
Really good.
see, here is something which can be useful
You are the last party in the conference.
without any boundary, without any maybe school children, maybe college, maybe any, I would say any. Yes, yeah, take over homework for you people.
We have enjoyed having you. We love to have you come back.
As and when possible. It's your calling which pulls us. It's calling by people which pulls us.